Hi everyone, welcome to another session. This session is related to threat modeling, a very important topic for the CISSP exam. Threat modeling is a proactive or reactive process. The goal in both cases is to eliminate or reduce threat. So, for instance, proactive threat modeling is done during the design phase to identify potential threats before they happen. And reactive threat modeling happens after an incident or as a threat are discovered in an existing system. As I said, the purpose of both is to understand potential threats, find weaknesses or vulnerabilities, build protection or controls early or improve them later, right? So in this image you can see three approaches to threat modeling. One is asset focused. Uh, Asset focus is goal protect what's valuable, right? How how identify threats by looking at the value of asset, data, system, devices, right? So use cases often used in financial institution or data driven business. So here the main focus is asset and to know the asset value and identify 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 threats to valuable assets. So what type of potential threats are there are, are there to exploit that particular valuable asset, and it is important for financial institution like banks and data driven businesses, right? Second is attacker focused. Attacker focused is uh, that think like an attacker. How identify potential attacker and understand their motivation and methods, right? So you should place yourself as an attacker, think like a attacker, and use case good for threat and intelligence, red teaming or simulating advanced persistent threats, right? Third is software focused. Here goal is secure the application or system, find threats in software architecture or code, for example, buffer overflow, injection, cross-site scripting. Use case common in DevSec ops, app development or secure software design. So these are these are the three main approaches. Um, Here red teaming, as I talked about red teaming. Red teaming is a security practice where a group of ethical hackers called the red team simulate real-world cyber attacks uh, to test an organization's defenses. The goal is to identify weaknesses before real attackers do. Um, Red teams use techniques like phishing, social engineering, malware injection, and network exploitation, just like actual threat actors. Opposition, the blue team, defensive team, tries to detect and stop the red team activities. After the exercise, the red team provides a detailed report of how they got in, what they accessed, and recommendation to improve security. A red, a red team might pose as a delivery person to gain physical access to a server room or send phishing email to employees to try stealing credential, all to test how well defenses respond. So I mean, this is about red teaming. I mean, if you have a red team in your organization, they think like a attacker and they try to exploit your asset. They try to, I mean, if you have data center, they try to enter into the data center, and the blue team tries to detect and stop the red team activities. So these are three common approaches to threat modeling. So as I said earlier, that threat modeling definition is that it could be proactive or reactive. Proactive means that you need to add you need to identify potential threats in design phase before they happen. Reactive threat modeling happens after an incident or as threats are discovered in an existing system. So purpose, as we discussed very thoroughly, that we need to understand the potential threats for we find weaknesses or vulnerabilities, build protection or controls early or improve them later. So we will, in upcoming videos, we will discuss some threat modeling techniques or threat modeling frameworks like Stride or Pasta in upcoming session. But that is the quick uh, discussion about threat modeling approaches. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any question, feedback, please share in the comment.